Hi, everybody, and welcome to another beautiful Monday. I always say that. My name is Mary D. Welch, and I am the host of the Mary D. Show. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm always happy to see you on this Monday afternoon. It makes such a difference. Anytime I can come on, I'm just excited that you're here. I like to first thank our viewers that are watching live and our replay viewers. Replay viewers, you really mean a lot. You come on and you watch the show after it's been broadcast. Many of you go to YouTube and you subscribe. I cannot thank you enough for your subscriptions. For those of you that have gone to YouTube and subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that is definitely appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank our sponsors for today's show. Today, we have the Henderson Real Estate team. I think you see them scrolling by at the sponsorship. We have the Idea Club. Their sponsors also ideaclub.com. Dumas Martin is the president. If you want a nonprofit, an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp, then that's who you will contact from the Idea Club. We also have First Fridays Travel. If you're traveling and you would like travel insurance, you want to go to First Fridays Travel and get that travel insurance. So that's what I really would encourage you to do. We also have another sponsor is First Book Academy. If you've ever wanted to write a book, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any thoughts of writing a book, you definitely want to contact firstbookacademy.com because they are going to help you write that book. Also, if you like to get on the email list, many of you, if you like to get the emails come out, you'll get notified before the guests, at least about almost a week early. Do you find out who the guests are going to be on the show? So I definitely would like for you to do that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat for you today. Today, we have a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. I mean, I've had the honor and privilege of speaking with him, but not only that, this man has traveled the world. I mean, literally the world. He is one of the singers from Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. His name is Jerry Cummings. And I'm going to give you, when I say a tidbit, Jerry, we went over the list. I'm going to read it to you, though. We went over the list of the songs. It was so many, I stopped and he goes, maybe you want to go back. There's some more. It was so many songs, but I'm going to give you an idea of how many songs we're talking about here. Okay. And welcome, Sheila, and welcome, Richard. I'm going to put your messages in. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Richard. Welcome. Okay. If you don't know me by now, I mean, who doesn't know that song? The Love I Lost. Hope that we can be together soon. Bad luck. Don't leave me this way. I miss you. Satisfaction guaranteed. Where are all my friends? Wake up, everybody. You know how to make me feel so good. Tell the world how I feel about you, baby. Yesterday I had the blues. Be for real. I'm weak for you. Miss you. Ebony woman. Let me into your world. Get out. Don't give me up. Keep on loving you. If you don't know me, today's your lucky day. Wake up. Cabaret. To be free. And when I tell you the list goes on, ladies and gentlemen, the list goes on. What I really would like for you to know, and as I don't have to tell you, one of the most phenomenal singing groups in my lifetime. I'd like for you to give a round of applause for this wonderful, wonderful singer, Mr. Jerry Cummings. Jerry, are you there?
I believe so. I believe I am here. Hey, Mary. Hi, everybody. God bless everybody. So happy to be with you, Mary D. And I'm thankful to my good friend Richard Nichols out in California for the hookup. You and I were talking, and I don't think Richard know that we talked about a screenwriter. And you're out there working on a movie. She's out there working on a movie in Atlanta, y'all. So it's amazing how God does everything.
It is. I'm on the set. I'm one of the behind the scenes, but it's really interesting. Everybody's been so kind that's why I'm in this room. You don't see anything behind me. they made a room for me just so I could broadcast the show. I think that is really special. I'd like to thank Sabrina. Hi, Sabrina. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hi, Sabrina. And Sheila says, welcome. And Nancy is Stringer. She has a comment. Nancy says, hello, Mary and Jerry. Welcome. And then Sabrina, this is Zelma. Hi, Zelma.
Zelma's in Canada.
Oh, and she gave the applause. Thank you, Zelma. And here's Richard. He said, congrats. And then it's also Richard. Richard says, congratulations. Oh, no, he said, hello, my good friend. You're looking good. Richard is, I tell you, Richard's a fan, but he's also a friend. I will tell you. Definitely. Well, let me say,
wonderful.
I don't want to, there's so much to talk about, but one thing I want to do before we even get going, you are an author. You're an author. Congratulations for your book. But,
thank you so much. Thank you. I'm blessed to have a book at this time.
Right.
From Gold to Glory. It's doing very well. It came out in September of last year, 4 months ago. And it's like one of the #1 sellers on Amazon, on Barnes and Nobles. You know, we have our own website from goldtoglory.com. So I'm excited about what the Lord is doing. And you may hear me say that all the time because I know that God made a way for this to happen.
Oh, I understand. Because I know, just sitting down, I hear people literally almost daily tell me they want to write a book. Daily. And I listen and I tell them, there's only one way to do it. You have to write it.
Yeah, you got to write it. Yeah, and it took a couple years to get this done. And it was a lot of work, but I believe my story would catch the attention of a lot of people. And it has, my best friend told me he was going to Vietnam. His name was Harry Pierce Jr. And he told me that if he didn't make it back, this was 1968 when he told me this. He said, if I don't make it back, Jerry, he said, promise me you're going to keep singing because one day you're going to make it. About 6 or 7 months later, he was killed in Vietnam. And and that pushed me to want to really make it. And so I honor him, Harry Pierce Jr. I honor him every chance I can get because he inspired me.
Oh, that's, you know what? Because those kind of situations touches your heart because in the fact that he said that to you before, you know what I mean? Before you became famous, he's saying, he really wants you to go forth. At that time you were singing, maybe not, I don't know, was it with another group? Was it a solo artist?
I was just singing in the hallways, in the projects,
You're kidding.
Yeah, I was singing in the hallways and he used to try to sing with me. And I was about 16 years old. So I hadn't formed any group at that time. But he told me, he said, you're going to make it. He said, if I don't come back from Vietnam, and he was like 18 years old. And when I think about an 18-year-old telling me that, it really touches me. Every time I think about him, I see him, I hear him, and he motivated me to keep going until I met Harold Melvin. And I mean, the rest is history.
Wow, that's a story in itself.
I think so.
It really is.
That's why we got to put it on film because, it will inspire other people. That kind of, those words are powerful and words never die. Words never cease to exist. So I still hear him saying that to me when I was 16 years old. Today, I still can hear his voice telling me that. So it was the motivation. It was the motivation that I got when I looked in the newspaper and saw his picture in the newspaper, which I have a copy of the article. I think it's in my book, as a matter of fact. It is in my book. that motivated me to want to make it, you know, because he said those words to me. You're gonna make it. That's what he told me.
Wow. He really spoke it into existence.
He did, you know, he did. And now I have three gold. I sold over 6 million albums and records now. And they're still selling, you know, and it's still selling, you know. So but Harry Pierce Jr., he was my best friend, and he motivated me to keep singing.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that we have comments coming in and people saying hello. And we had Kim Foster Morris said hello. We had, who did I miss? Loretta Madison said, she said, wash hands. That's what I
Yeah,
like.
she's one of our gatekeepers in our work. We have a ministry, and she and her husband both are gatekeepers in our ministry.
Okay.
So I'm happy that they're on, and you know, this is a wonderful day.
Oh,
It is, and Richard is on out there in California. It's a wonderful day, and I'm on with you, Mary. It's a wonderful day.
You know, when you think about this is truly it's almost like the miraculous with what we're doing with all these different systems, that we are all in all these different places and able to be live simultaneously. It's almost a miracle.
It is a miracle. You know, I'm thankful for Facebook Live. I'm thankful for YouTube. I'm thankful for the World Wide Web, you know, because we're reaching the world and we're at home. I'm at home. I'm in my office, you know, and we can reach the whole world. All my friends, a lot of them, my daughter in Washington, D.C., Michelle, she called. I sent her the link, you know, so, I mean, it's just, it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And again, thank you so much, Mary, for this opportunity.
You are so welcome. We have, I want to make sure I do a roll call from all of, because, and I can't stress to our audience enough how important you are. The show would not exist without you. So just know we appreciate you and we love each and every one of you. Whether you make a comment or not, it's still you're appreciated. And that is Sheila, Richard, Sabrina, Sheila again, Nancy. Nancy signed in. It's really Gwen, but it's Nancy. This is one of my cousins. Then we have Zelma, Sabrina, Richard Nichols, Sheila, Loretta, Kim, Gwendolyn, and that just says my name on there. But that's so you can see the title of the book, From Glory to Glory, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have Dr.
From Gold to Glory. From Gold to Glory.
I'm sorry. I apologize. From Gold to Glory.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put this out here, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you, Jerry is looking for a screenwriter to turn his book into a movie. So if you know someone that's a screenwriter and you want to, this is a golden opportunity. You can send me an email or DM me in my DMs. Those of you that it's direct message, or you can direct message Jerry. I think, and that's either or. But we want to see this on the big screen. We want to see the movie. Well, let's go back. We were talking, Jerry, about, you said you were in the hallways of the project singing. You were 16 years old. How do we go from the hallways of the project to a world traveler with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes?
Well, vision, vision. Scripture said, where there is no vision, people perish. But I always had this vision. I grew up around music all my life. My grandmother, who raised me, recorded C.C. Ryder when I was like 4 or 5 years old in a recording booth in Augusta, Georgia. She was also the great aunt of the king of soul music, James Brown. She was the one that actually brought him into the world. She the one that spanked him on his behind when he was born dead, my grandmother. So I was raised around music, guitar players and singers all my life. I was backstage with Otis Redding at the Bell Auditorium in Augusta, Georgia, when I was 14 years old. I mean, so my mother would take me to see concerts, The Temptations, Little Anthony and Imperials, and so I've been around music all my life. So I didn't know that I had the gift of singing until my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Howard, in the fourth grade in Washington, D.C., told me. She said, "You got a beautiful voice." I'm in the fourth grade, she said, "But you got a beautiful voice." So she made me sing with the girls because my voice was so high. I was like a natural soprano. And so I just kept singing. And then when I moved into the projects, the hallways gave you an echo. So I sang in the hallways, and it sounded pretty good to me. And so Harry Pierce Jr. and I used to sing together in the hallways. He would sing with me. And then one day he just said, "Jerry, I've been drafted. I'm going to Vietnam probably. And if I don't make it back from Vietnam, promise me you're going to keep singing because one day you're going to make it." I was inspired by Donna Ross in Lady Sings the Blues when her manager told her, "You're going to Carnegie Hall. I didn't know what Carnegie Hall was. I didn't know Andrew Carnegie, who the hall was named after. Right. But when I saw that sitting in the theater, I said, "I want to go to Carnegie Hall." And then I said, "I'm going to Carnegie Hall." October the 19th, 1974, I did a solo in Carnegie Hall with the Blue Notes backing me up. So it's like, dream. I want to tell everybody, it ain't just me. Dreams come true. And your dream can be a vision of your future. And don't let nobody tell you that you can't make it, because if you can dream it and if you can see it, you can be it.
Ooh. You encouraging me.
And that's the truth.
I know you're right. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, because it's like, as I mentioned before, working behind the scenes, but my goal is that my movie be made.
Oh yeah, it will. It will.
And I said, to learn this industry, it's so much to it, and there's so many moving parts. And so that's why I came. That's why I came all the way to Atlanta, just to learn. And
you're in the right place. I was born in Augusta. You only 100 miles from where I was born.
Well, it's really, where am I? I forget what city I'm in now, because I've been moving around since I've been here. But it has been wonderful. I've met some wonderful people. This movie that they're filming, it's just interesting, the whole process. But
that's wonderful.
When you say that, I'm listening to you. I never ever thought I'd be writing a movie. Never in my wildest dreams. But here it is, so it's taught me we put limits on ourselves. We do it. There's nobody doing it to us. What you did, you had no limits. You had no limits. That's why you, like you said, singing at Carnegie Hall, singing with Harold Melvin. You knew in your mind you were going to make it before you ever made it.
Yeah, everything starts in the mind. Everything, one of my great teachers, who I call a master teacher, he said, "Thoughts become things." Thoughts become things. This book is now a book because of the thought. I had a friend who told me years ago, he said, "If you ever write a book," he told me this in 1994. He said, "If you ever write a book, you should call it From Gold to Glory." And when he said it, it's like, yeah, so here we are from 1994, from the time that he told me that, to 2022 now. 2022 now. And here's the book, and it's done. And I mentioned him in the book.
Oh, he gave you your title and it's stuck. You still remembered it.
Yeah, because I have gone from gold to glory in my life. I had the gold. I had the gold platinums. I had the gold records. But now I'm in the kingdom of God. Y'all have to excuse me. I gotta acknowledge the kingdom of God. Now comes the glory part. And now I have a new king who tells me, if you have faith the size of a grain of mustard seed,
Come
He said
on
you
now.
could speak. He said you could speak to the mountains and command the mountains to be moved, and it shall be done. Then he goes, my king says, and nothing shall be impossible to you. Now, that's where I'm at now. you know, So there's nothing impossible to
Oh,
anyone
right.
who are in the kingdom of God. And so look, a motion picture is nothing for our king.
Come on.
From gold to glory, script writers, uh, I mean, God has connected me with people who work with Spike Lee, who work with Denzel Washington,
Oh,
actors. I'm talking about actors, So if God can do all of that, then the script writer that I'm looking for to write the script for the book, they're
right.
out there.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody said, well, Jerry, where you gonna get the money from? I said, I'm gonna get the money from wherever it is right now.
Let's be honest. If it was about money, a lot of people, nothing would happen because we
Right,
already know it's about faith. It's
right,
about that's what it's about. Because if I really look at my life, it was always about my faith. It was never about the money. It was about what is your faith?
right.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what most people would agree. And Shirley Dansby, her question is, what was Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes' first hit record?
The
First
first
album.
hit record?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had to go back to 1955.
Get out.
Yeah, I sung the song. I sung the song in Carnegie Hall. It's called My Hero. If you Google on YouTube, Jerry Cummings, My Hero, then you'll hear it. I actually have the recording from Carnegie Hall in 1994.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I recorded it at Carnegie Hall in 1994, and it's on YouTube. And I just got it last February. I
Whoa.
hadn't heard. I hadn't heard it. I hadn't heard it since 1974. I hadn't heard the song since 1974 when I sang it at Carnegie Hall, and somebody put me in touch with a university that
Uh-huh.
had the file. They had the file in a vault, and when I called them and asked them if I could get the file, they
Uh-huh.
sent me the file. They sent me the file. I have the actual recording, of Harold
Oh.
Melvin's first hit. It was called My Hero, and I did it at Carnegie Hall in 1974.
Now I can have it on my phone, but I don't know if I play it, if Facebook may say I don't have permission to play it or something like that. I don't have, the rights to play it.
Oh, no, it's okay because it's public domain now.
Okay.
Any song that was written before 1908 is called public. That song goes way back.
Okay.
It's a thing from an opera. It goes way back. So it's public domain. You could play it anywhere.
Let's see. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear. My speakers are not that loud.
No, you can't play it. But let the listeners go and find it. They'll find it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you guys find it. I tried to do it for you, ladies and gentlemen, but no, my speakers are not loud. But
No, don't worry about it. They can go. The listeners can Google Jerry Cummings, My Hero on YouTube and pull it up.
Okay. We have Gwendolyn says, "Amen, won't he do it?" Sheila says, "Come on now," and Loretta Madison, she says, "Yes, we." She's clapping her hands. Yes, we do. And then Dr. Dansby says, "Can you sing one of your favorite songs?"
Oh no, I can't sing. I can't sing on the air like this. No, you don't want me to do that. But there's a lot of I sang a song that I wrote called "No One Compares to You." I sung it to Teddy's mother, Teddy Pendergrass' mother, on her 100th birthday. Okay, they can go on YouTube. They can go on YouTube and see me singing it to her. That's why I love YouTube. They can go on YouTube. The song is called Jerry Cummings Sings "No One Compares to You." and they can actually see me singing that song to Teddy Pendergrass' mother on her 100th birthday.
Whoa. He's
And she's getting ready. She's getting ready. She's getting ready to turn 104 in May.
Ooh, that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
She says, Shirley, Dr. Dansby, how did Teddy Pendergrass join the group?
How did he what?
How did he join the group?
Oh, Teddy was the drummer. Teddy was a drummer who used to sing before the group came out. And so he was already singing. Teddy had a record before Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, but it didn't sell that much. But Teddy was a better drummer than he was a singer. And I know some of y'all probably say, you got to be crazy. No, I'm not crazy. No, Teddy was a better drummer than he was a singer. He was one of the greatest singers I ever met. But you ought to hear him play drums.
Whoa. I can't imagine.
He was a phenomenal drummer.
Oh my goodness.
Phenomenal.
Well, how old was he when he joined? He must have been, I don't know. I don't have no clue.
He was 22. He was 22 when he joined.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I tell you. And Sheila says, I love me some Teddy.
Yeah, everybody loves them some Teddy. You know, everybody loves them some Teddy. And if we were talking about Al Green, they say the same thing.
Yes, that is very true. That is very true. Well, tell us, where are some of the places that I know we mentioned earlier about traveling all over the United States, but you traveled all over the world.
Yeah, all over the world. London, England, several times. London, England, Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil, all over Canada, all over Vancouver, Canada is my beautiful city. I love Vancouver, Canada, Toronto, Canada, all over the United States. You know, I've been all over the world. I mean, I've been everywhere. I played just about every place. I played stadiums. We played the Los Angeles Coliseum. We did a cool jazz festival in the Los Angeles Coliseum, and it was 100,000 people there. You know, we played with Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye was there.
Oh my gosh.
Archie Bell and the Drills, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. We played the Atlanta Braves Stadium where you are now. They had an Atlanta Braves Stadium. It was sold out. We played the Houston Astrodome. The Houston Astrodome had 90,000 people. I mean, we played everywhere. You know what I mean? You know, everywhere. We did shows. We did shows with the Temptations. We did a bill together with the Temptations and Otis Williams of the Temptations, and I are still friends. Everywhere. I've been everywhere.
You know, just the thought of that, and you know what? I remember I saw, I think it was Lou Rawls, and I had never seen this before. I've always heard that women act like this and try to tear your clothes off until I witnessed it. And I literally saw people trying to tear his clothes off. I had never seen that before. So it really showed me they really do lose it. They do. So
well, I've experienced that. You know, and I was telling my wife, I said, you know, I remember we were playing Cleveland, Ohio, and this lady saw me going in the back door, and she said, there he is right there. There he go right there. I just love him. So when the show started, it was packed, right? And we were up on the stage. And this same lady, she ran down the aisle and flew up on the stage.
Oh my God.
I mean, you would thought she had wings, right? And she grabbed me around my neck, you know, and then she ended up cutting my neck. I was bleeding, you know.
What?
Yeah, and I watched them, you know, pick her up and throw her off the stage. You know, so yeah, and it's almost like she lost her mind. But you know, it don't take all of that. It don't, you know. I mean, it don't take all of that. But it happens. You know. And we were in London, England, and we were at the Shakespeare Theater, and we had to get in armored trucks to get back to the hotel. We couldn't even get back in the limo to go to the hotel. We had to get in an armored truck. But when we got back to the hotel was full of fans. And I'm trying to figure out, how did they know we were staying here?
Well, okay, you have to remember, people work, make those reservations. You had the reservation under another name, though. Is that it?
Well, the reservation was under Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Well, that's how they knew you were staying there. That, you know what it is? People, there are what do you call them? They follow you around, and the fans, like super fans. And they're looking, when they know you're coming to the city, they're looking to find out where you guys are staying.
Yeah, that's true.
Think about this. This was before the internet, and you still had throngs of fans there. But that's just how it is. Well, Shelley Dansby says, when was the first time you performed on Soul Train?
The first time I performed on Soul Train was 1973.
Okay. Yes,
I performed on Soul Train about 3 or 4 times. And that's on YouTube too, And the funny thing about being on YouTube is I'm seeing shows. I was watching the Midnight Special earlier this morning. The Midnight Special, I never saw us on the Midnight Special. And Don Cornelius was the host of the Midnight Special that evening, but I never saw it until last year, because that's when they put it out. They start selling it. They're selling it on television now. The Soul Train Classics and the Midnight Special Classics. So I'm seeing shows when I was 21 and 22 years old that I never got to see when I performed it, because it was live. We did live shows and we going to the next city. So I never got to see the shows, but now they're selling the shows, and so when I try to inquire about, well, when you gonna pay me for these shows, they act like they don't even know me. They act like it's their money and not mine.
But isn't there a royalty because you were singing, you were on that album or that? I don't know how all that works.
You know what? I can't even go into that because they own the lawyers too.
Oh, you got a point. What?
I think, and that's sad. That's sad to say, but I had to learn the hard way. The lawyers, they got the lawyers on their payroll.
Wow.
Which is sad.
Because if you fight them, it'll take the rest of your life to fight them. And are you willing to do that?
Hey, right. It would take the rest of your life to fight them, and then they can give the lawyers $50,000, and they'll say that they lost the case.
I never knew that, but I've heard that though. I have heard.
Yeah, but so you know what? I tell you one royalty they can't get. They can't get the royalties from my book.
That's right.
You know that? They can't get that. No. And I have a wonderful publisher with TBN and Trilogy Publishing. So it's you're gonna get what belongs to you regardless of who try to steal it.
I love it.
And I want to say that to you. Sometimes we have to be of the mindset that we sow it and then we'll reap it. Instead of fighting for what's rightfully yours, you don't have to fight. I wrote down a scripture. I think I wrote down a scripture the other day where, it's amazing. I just wrote it down, but the Lord said, I'll fight for you. God said, I'll fight for you. So, and so I let him fight for me. Right. I got to the point where it doesn't make sense to try to go against people who already been bought out by these companies. You know what? You let God fight your battle. Right. You say, Lord, I had to learn that these lawyers have been bought out by a lot of these companies.
Oh my goodness. Well,
here it is. Look, here
Okay.
it is. It
Okay.
says Deuteronomy 1:30. The Lord our God, who goes before us, he
Mhm.
will fight for us.
That's right.
I don't think
That's
nobody
right.
gonna beat God.
No,
No.
you're right.
So it'll come. Everything that the enemy thought that they took from us or stole from you is
Right.
gonna come back.
Ooh, I believe. I
It's gonna come
receive it.
back. And it's
I
gonna
receive
come back double for your trouble.
it. All right now. All right. Shelley, the book is available on Amazon. She asked the question, where can she
Oh yeah,
purchase
the
your
book,
book?
Amazon is one of our biggest sellers.
Oh,
Amazon has From Gold to Glory, and they're selling them every day.
oh, I love it.
Amazon, everybody got an Amazon account.
Oh, she said,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to someone trying to get a record deal?
Well, you ain't gonna get no record deal nowadays.
Whoa.
You can't get a record deal. It's not like it used to be. You got to have a sponsor. You got to have some company, and
Uh-huh.
that's what's happening. You got to have some company like Southwest Airlines, American Airlines. You know, you got to have some company. It's just like soap operas. When I was
Right.
coming up, soap powders sponsored the soap operas.
I remember
Tide,
that.
Swan, so that's how they were on the air. And that's how the artists are getting paid today. You got to
Right.
have a sponsor. You got to have somebody that's already out there who got millions of dollars to sponsor you, So and then what you got to give up? I mean, the thing is it worth? I had a person to tell me one time, Mary, I had a person tell me, they were trying to make a deal with me, right? They were big. If I named them, you would know who I'm talking about. And this person told me it doesn't matter who's in control as long as you get what you want.
Hmm.
I think it does matter who's in control.
I was gonna say I think it does matter too. So how do you? It sounds like it's so. You do you sponsor yourself? What do you? How do
No,
you? Okay.
no. Again, um, you put your plans in God's hands, and then
Mhm.
what you plan will come to pass. That's Proverbs 16:3. It said, put your plans
Mhm.
and your vision in God's hands.
Right.
Then what you have planned will come to pass. Now, that might sound like crazy to a lot of people,
Right.
you know, but I learned, I told the Lord, and yeah, I'm sorry that I have to go there, but he's my life.
No, you
I,
don't. No, no, no,
I,
no. Never apologize for God, please. No.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
No.
But I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I said,
Mhm.
if you would allow me, I was 18 years old. Okay, I'm 17 now. I said, Lord, if you would allow me to become a professional entertainer. I said, Lord, if you would allow me to go on Soul Train, if you would allow me to go on the Midnight Special, if you would allow me to meet Stevie Wonder, and if you would allow me to meet the Temptations, I said, whatever you want me to do after that, Lord, I said, I'll do it. Well, I've been on Soul Train. I've been on the Midnight Special. Otis Williams of the Temptations is one of my best friends. I hugged and shook hands with Stevie Wonder. I did all the things
Right.
and I didn't know I was making a vow to God at the time. I was really making a vow, but I didn't know that I was making a vow. But he
Right.
reminded me years later, of what he reminded me of that prayer, and he brought it back to my attention.
Woo.
And and it was like, do you remember when you said? Do you remember when you said? Do you remember when you asked this? And I had to say, no, I don't remember. But then I did remember.
Yeah.
And so everything that I asked him to do, he's done it.
Oh,
And now he's given us the vision for From Gold to Glory to become a motion picture. And the pieces are going to come together.
they are.
From
You know.
wherever they are right now, the
Uh-huh.
pieces are going, the money gonna come, the writer's gonna come, the
Yeah.
actor's gonna come,
Yeah.
everything is gonna come together. And the thing is that whenever God puts something together, you can't even explain it. It's a miracle.
It is.
It's a miracle.
It's unexplainable.
You can't, you be trying to explain it. You could have told me that I would be living in Illinois. I mean, 10 years ago, you could have told me I would be living in Illinois.
Right.
I live in Illinois. And everything that I asked God to give me 25 years ago, I got it today.
Oh, that is a blessing.
I got it, So I'm saying that if you have faith and believe that you can achieve anything, anything.
I love
it. He owns the cattle upon 1,000 hills. He owns all the wheat in Kansas, all the potatoes in Idaho. He owns all the gold in Ghana. He owns all the diamonds in South Africa.
That's right.
Come on, you can't beat it.
Can't.
I mean, you can't ask him for too much.
Nope.
He opened doors that no man can close.
We have a comment. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you, you're touching my heart today. I'm telling you that. And Shelly Dansby would like to know, Dr. Dansby, why did the group break up?
Well, the group broke up because, and some people get angry with me when I tell them, Teddy Pendergrass outgrew the group. Teddy outgrew the group. I mean, sometimes people it's like Smokey Robinson outgrew the Miracles.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Sam Cooke outgrew the gospel group that Sam Cooke used to sing with. He outgrew them. I think it was called the Spaniels or somebody. People outgrow. They grow. And so Teddy told me the night that he was leaving. We was in Los Angeles on Crenshaw at the Total Experience. And Teddy told me he was leaving the group. But I knew that Teddy had outgrown the group.
Right.
So I said, Teddy, you do what you got to do. I can't tell you what to do. And so he left, and so the group, he just outgrew the group, and he was really one of the most powerful singers I had ever met in all my years.
Yeah.
And all of that is in From Gold to Glory. Y'all got to go to Amazon.com and get From Gold to Glory. It is a bestseller. I only have 15 hard copies. This is a hard copy. I only have 15 of these left, and there won't be no more hard copies. You have to go get the paperback on Amazon.com. But I have 15 of these left, and they can get that at FromGoldToGlory.com. FromGoldToGlory.com.
Okay, Richard helped me come up. The word was groupies I was looking for. That was tearing your clothes off and at the hotel. Thank you, Richard. And Sheila said, her comment is, that's definitely what they are called. Thank you, Sheila and Richard.
Yeah. And Mary?
Yes.
Can we play the commercial?
We can. It wouldn't play. Remember, I was trying to play it, and
I can play it from here. They can hear it.
Oh, okay. Let's go on and play it. Please do. Okay.
The book of the millennium is From Gold to Glory, the autobiography of Jerry Cummings.
You can't hear it.
No, I can't. I don't know about the audience.
With Teddy Pendergrass. This detailed revelation.
I started.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay, well, we're having technical difficulty too.
Okay, we have Elaine Wilson, and Elaine, I can tell you, Elaine is really, she's here with me every week, and thank you for Elaine for your support. And her comment is, greetings, Mary and Mr. Cummings. His stories bring up so many great memories. Soul Train. Do I remember that for sure? I think we would get up, you know, on Saturday morning. That was just a ritual to watch Soul Train. We did
Yeah.
not miss Soul Train. You would think that somebody was paying us to watch it.
Yeah.
That's how important it was in our household. And Mr.
Everybody watched Soul Train on Saturday morning. Everybody
Oh
watched it.
my goodness. And this Sheila says God will win every time. And then Sheila also says, put God first in everything you do. I tell my children this. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. And
Okay,
then,
I think we can play the commercial now.
okay. I'm ready.
The book of the millennium is From Gold to Glory, the autobiography of Jerry Cummings, the last living gold and platinum recording artist of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes with Teddy Pendergrass. This detailed publication archives the life journey of Jerry Cummings and its rise to the pinnacle of the music world. The historical impact of the sound of Philadelphia comes to life through this man who was involved with women, drugs, betrayals, abandonment, broken promises, and attempts to end his life. From Gold to Glory, a must-read. Available at Barnes & Nobles worldwide and Amazon.com. Or go to FromGoldToGlory.com/store.
Wow.
Order your copy today.
How did that come out?
I can hear that because I'm going to tell you the one thing I'm going to ask about. How could you have been that famous, that well-known, that celebrity and want to end your life? What took you there?
Oh, it wasn't a suicidal. It wasn't a suicidal wanting to end my life, but I was actually poisoned while I was with the group.
What?
Yeah. It's in the book. I was poisoned, you know, and you'd be surprised who poisoned me. And I almost, you know what? I wasn't even supposed to live through that. You know what I'm saying? If somebody give you embalmable fluid and acid.
What?
Yeah. And I was out my mind. And nobody thought that I was going to make it.
Wow.
But God.
But God.
But God. And they never thought that they even thought that even if I live, I would be a zombie.
You're kidding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it happened at the Total Experience in LA. On Crenshaw.
They put something in your drink?
Yeah.
Did you walk away from the drink and come back?
I may have.
Okay, that's a no-no. I remember before I even could remember my parents tell me, if you buy a drink, if you walk away from it, throw it away. Don't touch it because you don't know if somebody did something to it or not. This is when I didn't even know what they were talking about. But
you know what? But I thought I was around people who were my friends.
My parents told me, I don't care who you're. They said, I'm not kidding. They said, if the minute you walk away, that drink is no good to you any longer. And
right.
It probably has saved my life, and I don't even know it because I've never touched a drink I've walked away from. And even
I was not supposed to come out of Los Angeles alive. And so right away, as a matter of fact, I got lost in LA and ended up in the hospital. And somebody recognized me in the hospital and they got in contact with Harold Melvin. And they had private doctors for me. I was finally, after about 3 days, I was able to fly back to Philadelphia with Harold Melvin. And I stayed in a hotel for about 3 weeks, with a private doctor. And finally, they put me on this medication, but the medication made me like a zombie too. And Again, I was not supposed to ever be in my right mind again. But God.
Woo! You have been through the mill. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I was supposed to be dead. Then in 2017, I had massive blood clots on both lungs, and I died in the bowling alley. Yeah, I died in the bowling alley, not too far from here. I had massive blood clots on both lungs, and died in the bowling alley, and God raised me from the dead. No heartbeat.
Is it in
no heartbeat, no pulse. You know, I was dead, but God raised me up.
Is it in the book?
It's in the book.
Okay, Michael, I just have a question for you. I'm gonna kind of go back to about the poisoning. You know who did that? Because that's
I know who did it.
That's attempted murder.
I know. Well, that's okay. They dead now.
Boy.
I know who did it.
How would you know who did it?
I know who did it because it happened twice that week. It happened twice that same week.
And this is from someone in the group or someone outside of the group?
Get the book. It's in the book.
Okay. Oh, because I can tell you, I'm just fascinated. These stories, the stories alone are fascinating.
You know who told me who did it?
Who?
Teddy Pendergrass told me who did it.
You're kidding.
Teddy was my best friend.
Was he there? Was he still with the group or no, he wasn't?
No, he was still with the group. That was his last show.
Oh. But why would they try to do something like that? And he was leaving. It's in the book.
He didn't do it. He told me who did it, but it's in the book.
No. I was saying he's leaving, and then somebody's trying to poison you. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But people do stuff that doesn't make sense to me for sure.
I know it don't make sense, but they did it to me, and I'm still here. Yeah. And everybody in the group has passed away except me.
Woo! That's a testimony right there.
My whole life is a testimony. My whole life is a testimony. I'm a living testimony.
Well, I can
that's why we got to put it on the big screen, because people don't know what went on behind the screen, behind the stage. Yeah. See, I can take people behind the stage, right. And so that's what we want to show them, that can't nobody stop your destiny. It was written before the foundation of the world. Before God breathed breath into me, I was already destined to be on your show. I was already destined to meet the people I have met. I was already destined to have a magnified testimony, y'all. I was destined for this. And you're destined for things that can nobody stop it but you. You're the only person that can stop you.
I tell you, we have a comment. Gwendolyn was saying, she says, from gold to glory, I'm going to get it.
And then take a picture holding it and send it to me, and I'll put it on the internet.
All right now. You guys
This is what I want to do. I want to have a billboard with everybody holding the book that got the book, and I want to put it on the highways.
Woo, okay. Elaine
and put their picture, hold the book, and I got pictures already with people holding the book up. They're sending me pictures all the time. But I want to do a billboard on the highway, from gold to glory. We got ours. Now get yours.
And she said she's going to take a picture of holding it too. She's going to do it.
All right. And send it.
Elaine said, I'm going to have to get my copy too, because I want to be in that picture too. So.
All right. They'll be driving down the highway and look up and see you on the billboard.
Elaine Wilson says, total experience. That was a place back in the day. She said, thank God that he saved you. He still has purpose for you to complete. Keep doing what he wants you to do. Come on, Elaine. It's true. Because when you saying all, you know what? Because what does it say? The devil meant for evil, God meant for good. Because
Yeah.
like you said, God had his hand on your life years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. And then Elaine says, sure. You see, oh, she's going to take a picture of holding the book. And this is Art. Art says, hi, Mary. Hi, Art. Well, let me ask you this. As we're nearing the end of the show, do you have any final words for our audience?
Yeah. My final words would be, again, Proverbs 16:3. All of us have plans. All of us have visions. All of us have dreams. Proverbs 16:3 says, put your vision in God's hand. Give it to him and say, Lord, I'm trusting you with it. And he said, then, and God promises it. I found over 7,000 promises in the Bible, right? But one of the promises that if you put your plans in God's hand, then what you have planned will come to pass. He didn't even say it might come to pass. He didn't say it may come to pass. He said, if you put your plans in my hands, what you have planned will come to pass. Look at it. It's in the Bible if you tore the page out. Proverbs 16:3. That's what I want to tell everybody. And don't think, now watch this. Be patient and know that God got it. And it will come to pass. I'm telling you, it will happen. And you won't be able to explain how it happened. And you may think it's going to be a family member that's going to help you. It may be a total stranger.
Yeah.
It may be somebody that God got lined up just for you. Amen.
Wow.
And I hear people say, God got a miracle with your name on it.
Come on. I receive it. I receive it.
He got a miracle
Wow.
with your name on it.
I know. That is, I mean, you have blessed me this day. I'm telling you.
Thank you for allowing me. Thank you for allowing me to be a blessing.
You have, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been blessed. We have, Gwendolyn is saying, this was a wonderful show. She said, this was a wonderful show. What a privilege to sit with the great Jerry Cummings today. God bless. And then Zelma says, Proverbs 16:3, it will come to pass.
It will.
She says, this was an awesome show.
Oh, amen. Glory.
You blessed all of us today.
Hey.
You have blessed
Thank
all
you.
of us.
I want to share this broadcast with so many people. So once we get done, I'm going to be copying this link, and I got to send it over to England. You know, I have people in England that want to see this.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can tell you, I'm putting them up as fast as they're coming in because I want to make sure they come in. Sheila says awesome show. Zelma says a great show. They're just one by one. So, you know, your words, like you said, what I call it a vibration. When you hear, when you know.
I'm honored, Mary, I'm honored to be with you again. Richard Nichols has done a great thing of hooking me up with a lot of people out in California. And he made sure that we hooked up. And I want to thank Richard for that and his wonderful family. And once we start working on this motion picture, we'll come back, you know, and we'll do it again. And we'll talk about not just From Gold to Glory, the book, but we'll talk about From Gold to Glory, the motion picture. Also, I've been contacted about doing a TV series called From Gold to Glory. So there's a lot of things in the working as we speak.
Right.
And I just believe it's going to happen, you know, just like I believe that one day I would be a professional entertainer. And it happened, you know, so God ain't done with us.
No.
God is not done with you. God is not done with those who are listening to the sound of my voice. You are just beginning to go to higher ground.
Well, I can tell you, you have, I don't even know what to say. I'm so full, I don't even know what to say. But I will tell you, thank you for honoring us today with your presence, with your time, with your word.
You.
We have been, I think all of us feel this way. The Spirit of the Lord is coming through you to all of us. Zelma says, I have subscribed to your channel, Mary. You're awesome, great personality. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. We are down to 6 seconds. God bless each and every one of you. And please come back again, because when that movie comes out, we want to see you again. All righty. Thank you, Jerry.
God bless you, Mary.
Right.
Talk to you soon.
God bless you too. Bye, everybody.